everyone, Designs by Haley here, and today I am so excited to be making a beautiful Valentine's Day wreath. Let's get into it. So I do also want to start off with our base. I love using just a very standard wreath base here. This is from Walmart, and this is a 20-inch wreath frame. I wanted to show you guys, this is not fluffed as you can see, so let me fluff it. So in order to fluff this, all I'm doing is I'm literally pulling up. I'll show you one side versus the other. This is very important. You definitely want to do this so that way it is easier for you once you're putting in your ribbon and your deco mesh and everything. So that way it just goes a lot smoother. So this process does take a little bit, but you're literally going to grab each individual sprig here and you are going to start to lift up, lift out, and really start to make it full looking and not so flat. Okay, so you can clearly see what side is fluffed and what is not. It does leave a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. Let me go ahead and finish this up. So this is her fluffed. I feel like this, it could be better, but it's gonna be okay. We're gonna really start to play with it now. I do also have some deco mesh off screen. I did pre-cut some already, but this is a beautiful red deco mesh. I did also get this at Hobby Lobby as well. I think they're between like $5 to $7. This is a 10-inch deco mesh. And so what I'm gonna do is I kind of just eyeball it. Back in the day, I would get, you know, my cutting board and really do it. I try to do about 18 inches. That's what my goal is. So I'm just kind of going through and eyeballing this. And I really want to create like a very high-end romantic Valentine's Day look of a wreath. So what I like to do is roll with both of my hands for about 2 or 3 to kind of create a spiral. And then you're just going to kind of scrunch. And what this is going to do when you start to put it in, you're gonna start to see these rolls along the side and then a really fun little scrunch in the center of that deco mesh. And then what I'm gonna do is just listen to my ancestors tell me where to start the process. Because I'm using 2 to 3 different types of deco mesh, I'm gonna sporadically start to put these in. However, what you do to the left side, you do to the right side. We don't want it looking super wonky. We want it to look very still organized and put together here. So I'm going directly across. I am placing my deco mesh in the center of my greens. I'm finding another nearest one and I am twisting. What I love about these Walmart wreaths, and something for you to consider when you're making your own, is the length of the evergreen like leaves that are on it, like the strips here that are the wire. You do not want like a short one. It's possible and you could do it, but the longer the easier, because they're so nice that now I can still attach other things with them because they're still so long. So this is kind of fluffing out. So you guys get the point. I'll be back in just a minute. I'm gonna put in our red and then I will go ahead and start to put in our gold. Okay, you guys, so I have finished my base of deco mesh. Now, don't beat yourself up if this does take you a little bit. It does. It's very time consuming, but look at this beautiful base that we have to start to fill. So I am noticing that I still do have some greenery kind of poking through. By the end that we're done, you will not see that. I am gonna start to go through with my beautiful ribbon here. So let's open this up. And then off screen, I don't know if you can see it, I do also have my hot glue pot. If you guys want to know which one I use, just let me know. I will go ahead and send you the link. I absolutely love it. I've seen some glue pots that are really big, and when I get going with all of my space and stuff, I like to really spread out. So I don't really want something that's gonna take up a lot of space. So I have a very small one. I can very precisely set the temperature so I don't burn myself, which I have a ton of scars from. Anyways, it's just wonderful. So this is the ribbon. Look at how pretty that is. So I am going to drop this on the ground and I am going to start to form some tufts. I'm gonna start to weave this on in here. I did go ahead and kind of put the wreath up here so we can start to see what we have going on. And I'm just gonna go in here and kind of scrunch this and find a piece of the wreath base here, and we're just going to twist. And then as you're going, you can start to kind of fluff this ribbon. And then you're gonna have a loop, you're going to kind of gather it, and then find another piece of that wreath base and start to twist. So I want to give the illusion that this is very, very full of ribbon, which it is going to be, but I have some tricks as to how to make this ribbon really look like I'm using more than I actually am. And that is strictly by doing very full loops, but not very many of them. So I'm gonna be doing about 4 to 5 on this side and then 4 to 5 on this side. And I'm gonna be able to make multiple wreaths with the same ribbon. Okay, so I have done about 3 loops on this side here. I have cut its little tail here, and I have dovetailed that one, and I'm just gonna be doing the same thing on this side. Okay, so we still have so much ribbon here. So this is really giving the illusion that there is so much ribbon. And then another one of my tricks that I love to do is make just 1 or 2 looped little tufts. And so I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that I am dovetailing the end of these. And then I am just going, I don't know if any of you guys have ever made like a corsage or a boutonniere or anything like that, but it's the same method. We might be able to, I can show you guys how to do that as well. But I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of kink this ribbon and kind of fold it up like this. Cut the bottom here, scrunch this together, and you see how pretty that is? So if I'm doing something else, I would then bind it with a wire and then go ahead and put it in. But because I'm putting it into this wreath, that is exactly how I am going to do it. It is a little bit naked up here, so I am going to go ahead and twist this in, securing that up here. And it is, I'm going to be making a couple more. And as you can see, it's just giving a little bit more of that illusion instead of doing a huge 7-looped bow and maybe not letting this ribbon shine as it should. Okay, guys, look at how fun this is. Okay, guys, I have this heart here. Boop. And what I am going to do is I have some hot glue from my glue pot, and I am going to be coating the back of this heart. This is a big item that I want to make sure is in the wreath. So we always put in the big items first and then we dust everything else. Okay, next I'm going to be going in with some roses. Sticking these on in here like so. Okay, so I went ahead and put in some roses. Now I have more that I could pull from, but I do want to add in some more textures with some other beautiful, fun flowers. So we have like this really pretty dahlia. That's red. And then I have a little bit more of like a burgundy red with, I'm really liking these like centers here. I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good. So again, this is, I don't know where the stem is from. I believe this is one that was from the other shop that I purchased. But I'm gonna go ahead and get my nippers, and I'm going to probably do about a hand's length here, to the tip of my finger down to the base of my hand. Sometimes I do leave the leaves on. Let me try that and see. I'm gonna hold it like a pencil. Yet again, I'm just gonna be dipping in that hot glue. Please don't judge me. My glue pot is a disaster, like we spoke about. It is just, if you have one, you know, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and roughly just continue to do about a hand's length. Bring up the greenery. You know, listen, you're already paying for the stem, you know, so why don't you continue to use the greenery? Now keep in mind, it's not really that noticeable, but what it's gonna do is it's gonna also help secure that flower in place. Now, what I like to do when I'm doing wreaths, I love flowers in all of my wreaths. Some don't. Some just like to do maybe a little bit more ribbon. And some of the deco mesh, I just feel like, especially being Valentine's Day and stuff, it really just makes it super pretty. And it gives you just so many fun textures in here. So, you know, what's also great about doing wreaths like this is they're, in my opinion, they're very forgiving. So if you did drop a dollop of glue, or if things aren't exactly right even, that's okay, because you know, you have different ways to fix all of those things once you're getting into the wreath. I love it. Okay, so before we get going too crazy, I do also have these super pretty heart picks here. These I'm pretty sure I got from one of my wholesalers. Oh, so cute. I might take some of them off of the pick, but for right now, I'm gonna be using it like a flower. And I'm really wanting to just put some hearts around the arrangement. That way they're just kind of hidden and kind of popping out. Little tip, anytime you work with deco mesh, you're gonna get some flyaways, and it absolutely drives me bonkers. So I am gonna take this time before I put the finishing touches on this to just kind of clean it up a little bit. Perfect. So last but not least, I have the super fun olive branch here. This one is from Hobby Lobby. I love Hobby Lobby's greenery. To me, it is the best. Michael's also has some great stuff. I have to say, I'll have to do a Hobby Lobby haul soon. I do have to go back and restock my greens. I just find they have more sales, but I don't want to also be putting Michael's out, because I have found some really great pieces from there. Greenery here, and this is really just going to start to elevate the feel of this wreath. I mean, it already is stunning as is, but having a depth of greenery really does make a huge difference. Okay, look at how pretty that is, and it is just adding in that depth there. I see this wreath on so many doors. My goal is to bring wreaths back. I remember when I was little, I admired anyone's house that I went to that had wreaths on their door. I just think it's so festive. It really makes a statement when you go into a house. Also, a lot of businesses have them in their office. Maybe it's not on the outside of the door. Maybe it's on the wall, like as customers are coming in, or above your office or something like that. But I am so excited that you guys are watching this. Thank you so much. And look at how pretty.